Kelly, can you hear me? Text me and let me know if you can hear me.
Uh-oh. I don't hear you. Oh, did you mute it?
It's muted. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to put you back on mute.
Okay. Thanks for working so hard. My hair is so fine.
Kelly, can you hear me? Oh, yeah, I can hear you too. So remember, when I'm talking, you mute. Wait, yeah, when I'm talking, you mute. And I'll mute us when you're talking.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
Okay, yeah, okay. Wait. What is this request? What? What do you mean? Message request. I wonder what that means. Oh, shoot. It's so weird. Mhm.
Okay, let me just start by saying thank y'all for coming very much. I'm really excited for y'all to be here and hear more about this incredible company that some of us are a part of and that you're looking into. I'll tell you more about my story in a few minutes, but I just want to go over a few housekeeping things for the ladies that are helping us tonight. Help yourself to the tuna and quesadillas and bread on the table. Help yourself to wine as you like. Obviously, there's water and tea here. These ladies would like to go ahead for those that do want to eat. You can order what you want. They'll take any kind of credit card. They don't take cash. They told me that. And these are the options that you have. There's a wonderful buffet. It's out. Where is it? Is it out in the bar? Oh, it's in the bar. Okay. Yeah. So the buffet is there, or you can pick from the other choices. And so they want to take our orders before we get started with the presentation so that they can get all the food ready so that when we're finished, those that do want to eat can eat, and then we can stay as long as we want. But if anybody does need to leave, they can do that as well. So would you ladies like to get the orders, and then we'll get started. We're going to be starting in just a second.
Okay.
We just need one more minute, and then we're going to be starting, okay?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'll turn up the volume.
Okay.
And can you hear us okay for right here?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like I want to place an order.
I know.
Y'all are having a good time over there. Are you there? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh no, what happened? I can't hear you. Did I do something wrong?
Okay, now can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay, so after I welcome, I'm gonna introduce you, and then when you finish, you're gonna introduce Georgie. Georgie's doing products, okay?
Okay. Let me write that down because I know the nerves are going to get to me and I'm going to say,
That's fine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna get started. Again, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. This is a really exciting time for me and our team Empower. We had several of our upline. Let me stand here so the remote people can see us. I have several of my upline here, Georgie Murray at the end of the table, and Casey Harrison, and Holly Brewer. And you're going to hear from Georgie with doing products, and Holly in just a little bit. But I want to tell you a little bit about myself and how I came to this company, because it was certainly not something I was looking for. When someone used to tell me, say anything about direct sales, I thought they were scams and pyramids and thought of Amway. That's because I just really didn't, educate myself on them. But with some, there are some of those out there. But so again, I was not looking for this when I found it 2.5 years ago at Georgie's house. I was already the business owner of 2 companies, a mortgage company and a title insurance company. At that time, I still do have 3 busy boys that play 2 sports each every season. So I call myself Uber Cat. From about 2:30 to 8:30 every day, I'm driving them somewhere. And we were also renovating our house at the time. Those boys are getting bigger. I'll be the smallest person in the house, and I'm a big woman. So we renovated our house, and we were in a rental house at that time. So, a lot of people looked at me and just thought, you are so busy. I was working full time, I have 3 boys, renovating a house, living in a rental house. But what they didn't know is that work wasn't going very good. We were a broker. And the mortgage industry as a whole in 2010 changed, and we had to find a bank that had a struggling mortgage division, and we had to team up with them. They were looking for strong management teams of mortgage divisions to come in and help the banks. So we teamed up with said bank out of Virginia, and we thought, ooh, we're just going to go in there and rock and roll like we've always done. We know what to do. But what we didn't count on is that we became corporate America on that day. I was handed an employee manual about this thick. I was told that I had to clock in and out. One thing that I had also been used to before that is that as a business owner, I had worked my schedule while I was at home in the afternoon with my boys. So I would go into work every morning, and at 1 o'clock, I would go home and be with my boys, be home after school, or start supper, and do all those things. Well, the bank did not like that. They wanted that FaceTime. They wanted me there. To me, it felt like I was handcuffed to that desk. I was clocking in at 8 o'clock every morning, clocking out at 5, fighting the traffic. Miserable. So the night that Georgie had her launch, so when you join the company, we have what we call just a launch party for you. It's kind of like a ribbon cutting, and we tell everybody this is what you're doing. Similar to if you had a restaurant or a boutique of some sort, that you would have a ribbon cutting for that. So I went to Georgie specifically just to support her, and because I just needed some wine and some time like this to fellowship. I needed to get away from every boy in my house. So we lived right up the street from each other, so I went on up there. I told Terry, my husband, I said, don't worry, I'm not buying anything. Certainly don't need to put anything else on my plate. But that night, I heard Holly spoke actually 2.5 years ago. And for me, I majored in accounting, and for me, all the business stuff started from the back. I heard Rodan and Fields, so the 2 doctors that invented Proactive. Everybody's heard of Proactive. It now dominates 90% of the acne market across the world. And I was like, if you have that kind of branding behind you, you've got a good thing going. You've automatically been validated. They're worth about $340 million, and which I'll let Kelly tell you a little bit about them in a minute. But what I also heard that night is I heard residual income. We have a consumable product that people use and wash down the drain every night. So 60 days later, typically, they need more of it.
and they love it. Our products work. They're guaranteed to work. We were just today named the #2 premium skincare company in the United States, which is huge because we were 4th behind Clinique, Lancome, and Estee Lauder. Those companies have been around for 50 and 60 years. We are 8 years old. Last year, I love the numbers. I've already got it in my head. $626.9 million in revenue. So on track to be a $1 billion company this year. And when I heard things like that, and I heard no parties and no inventory, because I certainly don't need to be schlepping that around everywhere, I just knew that I needed to take a good look at this. So I went online and looked at it, but the thing for me was, for me, when we had invested in that mortgage company and title insurance company, that was, for us, it was a lot of money that we did not have. So we took out a second mortgage on our house, and if things had gone bad with that, it would have bankrupted us for life, me and my husband. With this business, when I heard, 4 ways to get in the business, all 4 are less than $1,000, which I'm not minimizing that, and that's certainly very, very good money. But I knew it wouldn't bankrupt us if I didn't, earn it back. But I also knew that they had a 60-day money-back guarantee, not just on the products, but on the business. And from a business perspective, y'all, that does not exist. You don't invest in a company and then 40 days later go, give me my money back. I mean, that cash was checked the first day, check was cash that first day, and that just does not exist. So there were so many things about this business that I was like, I was scared not to do it. I was like, I've got to get on this train and see where it takes me. And literally 5-minute increments here and there, at a stoplight, I'm sending a text, and at a baseball game with my boys, I'm sending a text. I'm still working part-time, still have the boys, they're still busy. And I'm so glad I did. 13 months after I started, I walked away from the mortgage company and went to the title company. My friend Katie over there. And I just couldn't be happier. I mean, it truly is, we say changing skin, you'll see it on your menu. Changing skin and changing lives is truly what we did. So I'm just so proud of all my team members that are here, and you're going to hear from several of them tonight. And like I said, or maybe not, this business is totally virtual. We do everything online and by word of mouth. So we've actually got one of our teammates, Kelly Domrose, and I'm going to turn, Joanne, will you help me? Yeah. Kelly lives in Virginia, and she's actually in her car headed to meet a friend for dinner. So she's working, and she's going to write off dinner because she's working. So I am going to let Kelly take it away and tell you about the doctors.
I'm going to put us on mute, okay?
All right, yeah, sure. Thank you, Catherine. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me or no? I can't tell yet. Okay, great. Thank you. Perfect. I like the big head nod. That's perfect. I'm getting old. I need those bifocals. I need to be able to see. Well, my name's Kelly Domrose, and I live in Richmond, Virginia, right outside Richmond, Virginia. And I'm actually at Panera. I don't know if you all can see, to meet some friends. And when first invited me to be part of this event, I knew I had this already scheduled. So the beautiful part about it was that this is virtual. We can do this anywhere, no matter where we are. So I was very excited to participate and be part of this event tonight. And my friend was gracious enough to drive so I could ride in the back seat and prepare all the way here. And she drove her husband's Lexus. So I said, I need to get ready for that anyway. So it's all she drove so I could get ready. But I started this journey just in November. I grew up next door to Kelly Simpson, and she is a good childhood friend of mine. Started this, she asked me about 7 months. I think she kind of kept persisting, and it's true. The fortune is in the follow-up for sure, because I dismissed her initially because 10 years ago I was diagnosed with rosacea, and my rosacea is ferocious. I get bumps, dark red patches, and barely keep it under control. So I knew I couldn't use a mini facial, and I also thought my dermatologist knows better, and so I'm going to stick with what I've got. The problem was the bumps were kept at bay, but the redness was not. I was on fire. So Kelly was gracious enough to come here and take me to a business opportunity, a business event. And I still was not on board. I still was very skeptical, wasn't sure about it because, again, same old thing with the direct sales, that kind of deal. But I still was looking for something different because I'd quit in 2011, my job, to stay home with my daughter. And I started my own home-based business spent 14 times what I invested in this business to get started and barely broke even 2 years later. And I was stuck in a room all day by myself. I needed to be with people, and I did not have that opportunity because it was my own little video transfer business that nobody else cared about but me. So it was very difficult to really get involved in it, to grow it. And I realized very quickly that I was just wasting time, and I had wasted an enormous amount of money. So when Kelly first introduced this to me, I dismissed it. She came up, watched the presentation. We walked out, and I said, I don't know what to do. And she said, well, I can't tell you what to do. And I said, no, I'm in. I just don't know which kid I want to get, because it was so impressive. Everything I had seen, all I had heard, I was super impressed with the business. And the biggest thing that captured my attention when I did the research is that, like many people, my husband is a teacher, and he has not gotten an appreciable raise in 6 years. So in 2008, the economy, we know, just completely tanked. And what really captured my attention was that this business didn't just survive during that, we thrived. We absolutely rocketed to the top during a down economy. And when people were cutting cable and all of these other expenditures, this was still a priority. So it made a huge impact on me. And that was one of the main reasons I decided to join Rodan and Fields. So I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I will tell you, honestly, I knew Proactive. I didn't need it because I didn't have acne. I had no idea these were the doctors that created Proactive. That's how ignorant I was to the whole thing. But because of the reputation of Proactive, that made me take notice. So I knew these were the doctors. I found out these were the doctors that created Proactive, but that's all I knew. I knew nothing else about them. Well, since then, I have learned so much that's very impressive, including their training. They were Stanford trained. They still work in their practices today in Northern California, which is something that I think is very important because they're keeping their pulse on the industry. They know what's new, they see what's coming ahead, and they can react to it and create what they need to product wise for us and for our customers. So I think it's really important that they kept their day jobs and want to keep their hands on the pulse of that. We know they are now, of course, the most recognizable dermatologists in America. And I will say too that I thought it was important that they realize the shortage of dermatologists. Here in Richmond, we don't have access to tons of dermatologists. When I made an appointment, my first appointment for my rosacea, I was able to get in, but I couldn't get a follow-up for 3 or 4 months. So it's impossible to get an appointment, a timely appointment with a dermatologist. And that's very challenging and frustrating because the statistics are that we only have about 1 for every 30,000 Americans. So this is bringing dermatology to the masses. It's bringing that to the people. And I will tell you, I've been amazed so far at the people. I had one of my best preferred customers told me, no, I have friends who are doing it. I'm not interested. I kept posting, kept following up. And finally she said, you know what? I'm going to do it. And now she's turned out to be one of my best preferred customers. So I know that it's the products, it's the reputation of the doctors that are bringing that about, and how impressive they are. The other thing I love about these doctors is they are so passionate about what they're doing. This is their legacy. They are creating a legacy, and I do not believe for a moment that they would put their names on anything that will not outlast or outlive them. I think they are creating a company that they expect to continue to go forevermore. And they know that if they build it correctly, which they have absolutely done, then we are going to benefit from that. And they have nothing to worry about with this business. They are doing it right from the get-go. And for me, I love that they're empowering entrepreneurs to create these lucrative businesses. It is our business. I love being the CEO of my own business, and I love that I had the opportunity to not only earn my kit back, but the investment was not so significant that I couldn't recoup that cost within 3 months. So that was huge to me. And we already have the opportunity. We have a leg up with Proactive. We can leverage that brand. When I say these are the Proactive doctors, I see that light bulb go on in everybody's mind. And I see that credibility that comes with the Proactive name. And the other beauty is I've had several people say, well, Proactive didn't work for me. So I get to say, well, our brand with Unblemish is a different formulation. So those who haven't had success with Proactive do with Unblemish. So they have created such a powerful, powerful brand that we benefit from it every day. And I'm very thankful to be part of it. So I'm going to stop rambling now and introduce Georgie Murray to you, who's going to talk to you about the products. Thank you for having me.
Do you mind? Because we've got other remote people.
I'm sorry. Okay, so as you can tell me saying that, I'm more of the kind of introverted type. And anyway, I'm Sophie Murray, and previously working in the field, I was a registered nurse and an internationally board certified lactation consultant. Helping people, being with people, that's my passion. I have 3 children as well, and my husband is an entrepreneur. So when he started his second company, we were finding it very difficult to balance what the demands of the children and their schedules with my work schedule and his. So we made the decision that I was going to leave the hospital. And on the same side of that, my kids were all in school at the time. So I did have some time, but I needed that flexible time. I wanted to be in school knowing what was happening with them. I wanted to be at their ball games and know their friends, just keep an eye on what's happening in our family. So I also wanted something, because I did have some time, I wanted to find something that was flexible. Being that I was a lactation consultant, that was the first thing that popped in my head was, okay, I'm going to start my own business there. And in the midst of looking into starting up my website, starting up that business, I came across my friend Casey, who went to nursing school together, came across some posts that she was doing on Facebook. I will admit, back then, I was what everyone would probably consider a Facebook stalker. I never posted. I just kind of looked at what was happening in other people's lives. So, so when I started seeing what was happening with Casey in a very short period of time, I was really intrigued. And the part that intrigued me even more was that the Casey I knew from nursing school was very shy. So I contacted her and I was like, okay, well, did the doctors open practice here? Because I was very familiar with the name Rodan Fields because I had used Proactive whenever I had cystic acne. And it had done, it had really cleared up my skin. So when I talked to Casey and she told me, explained that they had gone into direct marketing, I was like, this is interesting. Went to my husband who, I think he has a brilliant business mind. He is the numbers person. I am not. I cannot give you any statistic or anything like that. But he, over the course of time, he told me, I don't know anything about skincare, but if you're telling me people will buy skincare, you need to jump into this now. So I did, and it has been a tremendous blessing. Different things that have happened in our lives. We did not anticipate putting our 3 kids in private school, but lo and behold, at the point that we all of a sudden had 3 kids in private school, I was already covering that tuition. And the part that for me is huge is the fact that I have always worked about, in my Rodan Fields business, I've always put in about the same number of hours every week, but my paycheck has continuously grown. And it wouldn't have mattered how long I worked in my nursing career. We were lucky if we would get a 5% raise. Like that would have been huge. Some years it was never. So with this company, we wouldn't have a company if it wasn't for the products. And the products are based, just like they had based Proactive, it's based on multi-med therapy, which means it is the right ingredients in the right amount, in the right order, which from the nursing background makes complete sense because that's how everything in medicine is based. If you want to fix a problem, you're going to go systematically with it. So what we start with is if anyone has any type of sensitivity, which a majority of adults, sometime in their life, they will suck. You can get the statistic, the number.
Yeah, now it's about 70%.
Yeah, so they will have some sort of sensitivity. Eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, you know, and that's what our suit, that's found in the green package. That's what takes care of that. Next we have Unblemished, which Kelly on the computer had kind of a little bit touched on this. That is our acne regimen. And yes, very proactive, but Unblemished is a more sophisticated regimen. It's proactive vary from being a user of proactive. I mean, I can say how, I mean, it was very effective, but at my age now, at almost 46, could I have used it? Now, no way. It would have been way too harsh on my skin. So that's where Unblemished comes in. After that, we have Reverse, which Reverse takes care of the same. Unblemished is in purple. Reverse, which is our yellow, is for any type of sun damage, or dark spots in the skin. And then our flagship is our anti-age, which is the Redefine, and that's always been my favorite. And that is the one that eventually everyone hopes to, you know, be using the Redefine. And what I find interesting is, you know, back whenever I was in my 20s, we were all about putting, you know, baby oil, tinfoil, you know, get as much sun, even as fair as I am, get as much sun as you can. Whereas now, you know, what's great is that the 20-somethings, they're already learning the fact that, you know, the way you're going to prevent aging is, or the way that you're going to not age is to prevent it. So if you start early, you're ahead of the game. Besides the regimens, we do have tools. So the doctor's whole philosophy with this is, let's bring dermatology into the home. There are not enough dermatologists around the country to serve the entire population. So as much as you can take into your own bathroom, that's wonderful. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have time to be going to this doctor, that doctor, waiting, all that. So we have our Macro E, which is delivers home microdermabrasion. It removes 5 million dead skin cells in 5 minutes. You use it once a week. It's very easy. There's actually even an app you can download on your phone, and it reminds you, hello, it's time. We'll joke and, you know, call it our date night. But then next after that, we have the Anthem D Roller. And the Anthem D Roller is, has fine micro needles on it, and that sounds really torturous. But it's not. You might have heard Ellen DeGeneres talk about humidity. That's what it is. You roll it over your skin. It takes less than a minute. It is not painful. The best thing to relate it to is like how a cat's tongue, you know, the cat is chewing. That's the best way to, relate. And then once you roll, then you apply our night renewing serum, which has peptides in it. So the mechanical action of the roller combined with the night, they work synergistically together to firm your skin. And it's an incredible product. Our latest, it's not really a tool, but we kind of lump it under the tools, is our acute care. They look like little patches, little Band-Aids. It's kind of like, press strips. I always like thinking about the football players. It's kind of like that. That is for expression lines. So it has, the patches have 2 ingredients. It is hyaluronic acid and oligopeptides. And those are both found naturally in the body. Yeah. Whenever you're born, babies have abundance of them. That's why they have to use that. That's how we start abundance of it. So that's why they have love. And as we get older, we start to lose it. So Rodan and Fields, they patented the technology, which is that's a huge thing to hear. Patented the technology. Nobody else can use this technology. And it is liquid cones that when you apply them, when you go to bed, to whichever expression line you want to treat, as they warm up to your skin's temperature, those liquid cones melt into the lines and wrinkles. And so you can, I know my just one night result, I had incredible results, but it's actually a 10-week course that you go through. When you hear people who go in and get the injectable fillers, that's what you're getting those results without having the needle stuck into your face and without having that downtime, because nobody's noticing you. You're not having little pinhole marks and you're not over-inflated, which is frequently what will happen with fillers. So those are all our wonderful products, and I believe Kristen.
Yeah. Do you want to stand over here, Kristen? Is that okay? Okay.
I'm going to wiggle out mine. Y'all help yourself to wine, or I can bring it to the table.
Let me do that.
Wait, you need me to stand right?
Just so they can see it, like right.
Does anybody need a glass of wine? I think that's okay. That's it. Have a little wine interlude here. A wine interlude.
Okay.
You can top mine off too. Yeah, top off too. Kristen would like the top. Yeah. I'm the one that's looking low. Anyone need tab?
This Chardonnay is not real cold, so just ice.
Harlan, make sure you hold it. Right, that's okay, I can understand. I mean, I can really lock it out, relate. I can work with it, I can work with it. Same thing.
Well, my name is Kristen Heineman, and I've been with Rodan and Fields for about 10 months now, since May of last year. And long story short, several years ago, my husband and I had the opportunity to kind of move from Pennsylvania to anywhere we wanted. We chose North Carolina for various reasons. So when we moved down here, I had just had my third child. And my husband came down here, originally moved for an HR job. On Friday afternoon, he had his final orientation. He was supposed to start Monday morning. We had everything set up to move down here. He showed up Monday morning, and they said, actually, never mind, thank you, but no thank you. We have decided to absorb your job into another job. So that was about 4 years ago now, and we still moved down here. We thought really that God had a calling for us to be down here, and we went ahead with it anyway. Fast forward a couple of years, and after having several jobs and just not being able to move forward for our family, and also having another kid, surprise, so I have 4 now. So with all of this, all of the things that life threw at us, we started looking at self-employment and being our own bosses. My husband has always had an entrepreneurial spirit, so he went into business for himself a couple of years ago, and he started his own business with thousands of dollars of investment, probably the last thousands of dollars that we had, to start his own business with. We hang Christmas lights, so he hangs Christmas lights. But as you can imagine, that is a seasonal business, and it only carries us so far. So he decided to start a second business. So he washes windows in the off season. However, a couple years ago, when we started doing our taxes for all of that, we looked at the numbers and we said, this is not sustainable short term. And I was struggling with being able to help support him. I was a mom of 4 kids. Try and balance having a part-time job that even though your husband is self-employed, he still has to work. It's a startup of a business. I could not find a way to legitimately support him and still not have to pay ridiculous amounts for childcare. Enter Katie. She invited me to her business launch, and I very strongly told my husband, don't worry, I can't buy anything. I know we can't. We're about to get our taxes back, and whether we owe or we'll get money, we don't know yet. So don't worry. And direct sales, don't worry, I'm not going to go there. So I went to her business launch, and I heard the things that everybody hears, proactive doctors. The biggest thing I heard was no parties, no inventory. I was like, I'm not a party person. I don't want to do parties. And then the other thing, I heard all of the success that people were having by fitting this business into their busy lives. Whether they were stay-at-home moms or whether they were executives, they were able to build a legitimate business and substantial income in small increments and build on that, and they were able to be successful through that. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about, how we make our money. Because that's very important. So there are a couple of ways that you can make money. First of all, your customers. Anything that you sell to your customers, you make just under a 30% profit on that. We have a very generous compensation plan in Rodan and Fields. They are very, very generous. And then you basically can start out with a smaller goal. Like I started out with wanting to pay for my son's karate lessons. He latched onto karate, so I said that's my initial goal, is to pay for my son's karate. So I was able to pretty quickly reach that goal. Now, the other way you can make your money is by building a team. So basically inviting other people to reap the benefits that you yourself have reaped, and also to help them be successful. So on anything that your personal team makes, you make 15% off of what they do, and then 5% up to 5 generations down. So you can build your team as small or as large as you want. There's no limit to the number of consultants that you can sponsor. And then you can basically hit whatever goal you're looking to hit. On top of reaping the benefits of making both an instant income and a residual income through those customers who wash the products down the drain and have to reorder every couple of months. So through building that customer base and building that team, not only are you successful in that way, but the company rewards your success and your sharing of success to other people. We have incentive trips, all expenses paid trips to leadership training in San Francisco and to wine country, as well as to Hawaii, Maui, and some of our earners just earned a trip to Banff, Canada, all expenses paid. Australia, our level 5 leaders will be heading to Australia, which we are going to be launching later in this year. So the company is very generous, and they reward not only your success, but also passing on your success to your team. It's not just about how many people can you recruit. It's about how many people can you help and how many people can you help to reach their goals. So whether you have that small goal of paying for your kids' ballet or karate or private school tuition, or whether your goal is replacement income, we can help you reach both of those goals in various ways. And as a little bonus, speaking of taxes, you also have various tax write-offs. I'm not a CPA, so talk to your tax advisor about what you can take as a write-off, but being your own business owner allows you to reap the benefits of tax write-offs for your business. So that's all I have. Oh, and the car program. Oh my gosh. So you can also earn a free Lexus with the company. So you reach out to them and they basically say, hey, you can pick a Lexus, any model, just have to be Pearl White. And yeah, I got one. Yeah, I like that phrase. So I am looking forward to being out of my husband's little tiny work car eventually with all of the window washing and stuff. This is my car. No window washing stuff in it. No Christmas lights. No dirt. Kids will have to be there. You can't avoid that. I think that's all I have. And I am introducing Christine. She is going to talk about the next thing.
Hello. Right there, everybody. Going to talk about what we're doing right now. So my name is Christine Manley, and Joanne Preffinger is my sister, and my beautiful, gorgeous mother, Marie, is right there. And so I joined this company. It's an amazing, amazing company, Rodan and Fields, at the end of September, this past September. My sister, of course, joined under her. And she told me that she was thinking about doing this randomly. We were in the car going somewhere. And she's like, you know, I'm thinking about doing Rodan and Fields. And I was like, why are you thinking about doing that, you know? And she was like, and she's, you know, told me some about it. And it kind of went, you know, by the wayside. And I have a 9-year-old married. I'm married to a first responder. He is a captain of the Fort Bragg Fire Department, and he is also a law enforcement officer. So yeah, and he's a volunteer firefighter. He's a teacher, and he's gone all the time. True. Pretty much. He works 24-hour shifts. If there's not enough firefighters, he can't come home. So he's gone 3 days. I also have my beautiful daughter, Bella, is 9 years old now, and she also has Asperger's, and she has severe ADHD and mood disorder. So I was at home. I had always been a working bee. I loved sales. I'd always been in sales. My mother told me I should always be a teacher, and I didn't listen to her. So I was in that hardcore, you know, commission-based sales environment and worked my butt off. Did well, but worked a lot. And when we got Bella's diagnosis, it was really difficult. I kept getting calls at work, you know, and I had to leave work, and I had to figure out what was going on with my kid, you know, and so I stopped working. I went back to school, and I went into communications, and I needed to understand what was going on with her. And she is blossoming and doing amazing, and I'm married to a first responder. I mean, we needed income, you know? And so Joanne had talked to me about it, and I needed to find something where I didn't have to punch a time clock, because we have tons of therapy that we have to go to. But we needed that income to be able to, you know, keep her with her therapist that went out of network, and those crazy amounts of therapy appointments that we paid for weekly. And it was tough. I was like, what am I going to do? So Joanne talked to me about Rodan Fields. My mom called me. It's like, when mom talks, Christine, now listen. Now listen. So I made the decision. I told my husband I was going to do this because I had been a worker bee, and I kind of lost myself. I admire women that can stay home, but I lost my, you know, who I was. I was an outgoing person, but I'd spent so much time in the house and therapy, and I needed to find who Christine was again. And this was an amazing opportunity to do that. So I rolled into it, and kind of the way I was so excited that this was going to be a virtual and an online thing, because I and my best friend over here, Melissa, who's joined me in this journey, we have so many friends. We met in Germany, and like high school, graduated high school together in Germany, and we have a really broad network that it's hard to keep up with. If it wasn't for Facebook and the internet and those types of things, we wouldn't be able to keep in touch. So I was so excited when Joanne was like, you can do this all online. I was like, really? How am I going to do this? How am I going to learn about it? I am a bar of soap, if that. I was, girl. I would, beyond tan, Joanne would be like, girl, you have to wear sunscreen. What are you talking about? Sunscreen. You know? I recently, a couple years ago, sold my motorcycle for my daughter, but I would have wind, you know, just wind marks, and I'd been on my motorcycle all day, and I was just like, you know, I gotta do something. And I was looking at pictures and thinking I was 18 in my mind, and I saw pictures, and I was like, whoa, so much for this virtual thing. I gotta get on this, you know, skincare, because everybody's gonna be looking at me. But Rodan Fields had amazing, it's just amazing, the availability for people that get kind of either stuck at home in a good way or a bad way, you know, whichever it is. For me, it's, you know, it's in the middle, but now I can reach out to people. And I'm like, how am I going to learn about this? Well, the support in the team environments of Facebook pages, and the files and the information that they provide and make available is amazing. So if you feel like hesitant because I don't know anything about skincare, I don't, you know, Joanne and my mom would have these conversations, and I'm just like, I'm going outside, you know. And now that I am much older and understand it, it's something that I have just been able to find so much information about in the files, on the support pages that they have. Right here.
Recorded calls.
Yes, the training calls are amazing. And I will tell you, I'm going to be honest, I miss them sometimes, but I notice myself being pulled away. And as minute I listen to one of those calls, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. The amazing support room teams on Facebook, there's a training one that we're in now with Georgie. And I will tell you that I listened to one of your videos the other day, and it's those little things that click. And I felt like I was missing something. And when you had mentioned in a video about, are you selling skincare or are you a CEO of your business? And I was like, well, that's what's wrong. That's what I need to do. So I went on to the major support sites we had through Rock and Robin's team and Catherine's team and Holly's team page, and just went and read it again. I just gave Melissa I printed it out for her, but it's all online, just about the support of social media. A lot of people don't use their Facebook or Twitter or that type of thing, and they might be hesitant. Well, you're gonna get the support you need on how to work it, when to post. It's all available for you, all of it. There's awesome, you have a back office that is amazing. It's the Pulse website. I can't begin to tell you, as somebody from sales who has worked in Salesforce, who has just had to put stuff in a funnel, track your customers. This is all done with 1-2 clicks. It's an amazing support website. And you can connect, you can look at your customers, see what's coming up, learn about the product. You have your biz development library, which is like a reference library. It's amazing, and it's all there. And the support that Joanne and Catherine and even teammates offer, that hey, I'm not sure about this, or Joanne's like, you know what, call the nurses. There's a full nursing staff that's available for you. If your customers are having problems, or like me, who called my sister frantic because I used reverse, and called her frantic about a month and a half ago. Yeah. Because I'm not used to wearing sunscreen, and I went outside and I was like, I just reversed my reverse. I was like, I woke up and you should see me. I was like, oh yeah, I sent her these pictures. I was like, what is happening? And gorgeous sunscreen. She was like, did you put your thumb? I was like, yeah, but I didn't know it was going to be outside that long, and I didn't have a hat on. And Joanne was like, you know what? I know she's my sister, but she does this for everybody, and you guys too. She made calls for me and said, you know what? This can happen. This is what you need to do. And then in the end of all, you're going to have really awesome before and after pictures again. I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. I'm not so upset about it anymore. But the support that's there, and the availability, I was showing Melissa, I don't know how many of y'all have this little packet that's offered to you, but that little silver bag right there from Rodan Shields, I carry that with me everywhere with my book, and that's what I use for my wallet when I go shopping, and all my mini facials fall out. And people are like, what is that? What is that? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, here it is. Here's a mini facial. Just give me your email right now, so you'll have my email and we'll be there, so I can just send it to you right now. And it can be slow going, but the support's out there for you. I mean, for me, Joanne tells me all the time, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And the support that is provided is awesome. The training calls, it's there for you. They really reward you and you guys that are in sales or in commission-based sales or have been in it know it can be pretty cutthroat. And somebody's not going to go, let me tell you what worked for me. They don't want to give you that edge. But this environment, this team, and this team, Holly, you guys have set precedents where it is, you will get rewarded for the support that you give others. And it is amazing. Talking from, I've been in sales, You don't get that in corporate America. It's a very rare environment to find, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So if you have that hesitation of, I'm not a salesperson, well, that's okay, because you don't need to be. You don't need to be. It's just going to happen. You end up talking about it, and that's what social media is. It's social commerce. It's the new way to do things. How many times do you ask for? I'm going to tell you a story real quick about social media. I won't talk long, but I got to tell this. So, how many of y'all use the app Nextdoor? You use it? You use it too? So, I have that app. I use it a lot, and this mom who is military, I was telling y'all some of y'all about earlier. Military mom, because I live in Fayetteville, right outside of Fort Bragg. Her second marriage, she has 3 kids. Her husband has 3 kids. So they're the Brady Bunch now. And she's like, her husband deploys a lot, but she can't have a job with 6 kids outside the house. So she was looking for legitimate at home. I have no idea who this person was, but I saw her post. So I sent her information. I didn't hear back from her, but I heard from a soldier who's deployed in Afghanistan right now because he is part of that neighborhood and he saw it online, and he is getting ready to retire after 20 years. And he's like, look, I need something legitimate. It's going to be hard for me to go out and get something. And we have been talking back and forth. He's in Afghanistan. I have no idea who he is, but he's, legitimate business questions. And, we're building that rapport right now. And he's like, this might be something that I can do, but that's what social media can do for you. So if you don't have the Nextdoor app, it's amazing to get it, because that's where you're reaching out, beyond your close-knit network. So you end up reaching out where you couldn't do this before. So you have the availability to do that now. So that's my story. And now, is my amazing sister and my immediate upline and my mentor, my sister, Joan. Thank you. I'm so proud of her. Yay, my little sissy. My name's Joanne Graffinger, and I am a working mom of 3 boys. There's a lot of us with 3 boys in here, so they keep me busy. My husband's a veterinary surgeon. And like my sister, he, as he told me about 10 years ago, I don't know what you complain about. Dogs and cats don't need emergency surgery between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm always going to be like this. So a lot of the times I'm with the boys as well, by myself. I've been at SAS, a local company here, for 17 years. They are a fantastic company. I was not looking for something either. SAS has been on the top Fortune 100 companies to work for 18 years. And 13 of the years, they've been #1. And I tell you that because I was really happy, and I am still very, very happy there. I work there and have a great job where I train people on a software application. I'm a computer girl. I'm not like my sister. I'm not sales. Sales scares me. I've been in sales twice. And each time that I was in sales, I was just really not happy with it. It just made me nervous. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go support the salespeople, but not actually be in sales. So I always tell the people who join my team, I'm like, you don't have to sell, just share. Like, share the great product, share your experience with everybody. So what happened was 2.5 years ago, Catherine, my friend from NC State back in the day, approached me about this company. And my immediate reaction was, oh, thank you so much. No. I ain't got no time. My husband has a new business. I'm like about to pull my hair out with these boys and all their sports and this, that, and the other. Well, and one other thing with my children is my oldest son, we found out was dyslexic and ADHD, and he just kind of struggled in school. Well, as he approached middle school, I said, the larger middle schools is not really going to work for him, so we just chose to put him in a private school. Well, one by one, my other boys were diagnosed with dyslexia as well. So when Michael went to private school, a smaller private school, and started getting all A's, I was like,
oh, I think this is something that's obviously a good fit for my kids. So we made the move to move all 3 boys to private school. And as you can imagine, all 3 boys in private school is a wee bit change of a financial status in your life. So I called Catherine because with her boys, I had seen her a lot around town. And I said, how are you doing? How's your new business? Because even though it wasn't for me, I was genuinely interested, in her. And I had this perception of direct sales, which I think we all do. And she was like, great. Oh, I'm moving away from that. Sorry, I'm back. But she said, great, I just got home from a cruise with the boys and they helped us. And oh my gosh, I'm part-time in my business now. And I was like, every time I'd see her, I'd go, okay. And her kids go to private school and that was getting. So when we decided last year to send all 3 kids to private school, I called her up and I was like, hey, tell me again about that skincare thing that you're doing. And so I used the product for a
Call
while.
from 8, 6, 5, 7, 3, 3, 6, 5.
This is like an incoming video call. What's happening?
Someone's trying to.
Really? I don't know how that works. Oh, okay. Oh, is this the one that called for? Oh, it just ended. Okay. Oh well, we left them. Oh, now it's playing. Oh, it just ended. Okay. It'll be fine. No one needs to document what I'm saying. So I called Catherine, and I loved the products. I mean, I really, like Christine said, my mom and I were Clinique users since I was in high school. And then I had used Mary Kay, and then I went to these fabulous gentlemen downtown who I just loved. But with our change in status, I couldn't be like coming home and getting my microdermabrasion and all that kind of stuff with the boys and whatnot. So I used the products. I absolutely fell in love. I could not believe what the products were doing to my face. I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to get a facelift. Because I was rolling every night. And my husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, making my cheeks burn. I'm like, you should roll too. He's like, no, but I do have him using the eye cream, and he uses the sensitive skin. My son uses that. My teenage son uses the unblemished. So we're all in the family. It's great. So I called her, and I jumped in last August, and I had lunch in August. I am extremely blessed. I have a phenomenal team of women that it has been a pleasure to, and this is one of the things that I talk about, like building a team for me. This is so fulfilling for me because I get the opportunity, to your point, to help people in so many ways, like help them feel good about themselves, but I also get them the product, but I also get to help my little sister have an income and be there, for my beautiful niece. And I love that part of the business more than anything, truly. That, my niece gets my sister and I get to help, and Melissa is here, and it's just really been great. It's been a fantastic thing. And to Christine's point, Holly and Catherine, and I'm sorry, I got them all but it really has been fantastic. So that's really what my story is. And it's been a blessing. And it's so not what I expected to begin with. But the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about tonight is something you're probably not going to expect to hear when you come to this presentation. So one of the things about Rodan Fields, aside from the fact that, I don't have to come back now, I can walk around. One of the things that I love about the company, aside from the fact that you get to help people feel good about themselves through their skin, you get to help people have real changes in your life. This company is really big on helping other people as well. So they have an organization, it's called Prescription for Change. And when you get paid every month, you have the opportunity to take some of that money and put it right into the Rodan Fields Prescription for Change. Now, it's not an empty bucket that you don't know where it's going to. They partner with an organization called Build On. And I'm so passionate about this organization. What this organization Build On does is it helps underprivileged children who are
maybe left alone after school, who don't have a high sense of confidence, who are not thriving. And they have these after school programs all around. Well, there's not really all around the country. There's 5 cities, and I'm going to tell you some really exciting news about what's going to happen in Raleigh, but about 5 cities around the country. And Rodan and Fields help partners with them to fund these after school programs. And what they do after school programs, it's service and what's the other one? Service and through service and they have service and education, yeah. So what they do is these children do these activities after school, and they begin thriving. They truly begin thriving, and the graduation rates for these children are off the charts, which is unbelievable. That so not only are we doing all of this with skincare, it's not just about growing, it's not just about what number are we as far as premium skincare lines, but it's how much can we help and give back to the community. So far we have funded 71,000 after school days for these children, 71,000. And this, what I'm about to tell you, is another example of what an amazing team that Holly and her sidekick Jenny have created here all over the country as well as Canada. Jenny has a very personal story. She adopted 2 underprivileged children in downtown Raleigh. And when you become an RF Circle achiever, which is what Holly and what Jenny is, you get to pick out of a luxury catalog a fabulous gift. And what Jenny picked is for the Build On campaign to come here in Raleigh. So in September in Raleigh, so even if you choose not to join us or become a customer, we hope you'll always be a connection. I hope you join us for this night, because it's going to be a casino night where we do fundraising right here in McGregor, where the Build On from wherever their corporate headquarters are coming here in Raleigh to do a huge fundraiser. So put that on the calendar, Mom, because you and Dad are coming because he likes to gamble too. But yeah, and you. And September 9th. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because this company really is about changing skin and truly changing lives in many, many, many different reasons. So it is now my absolute pleasure to introduce to you Holly Brewer. As I said, our Circle Achiever, our leader and mentor who started all of this before us.
Thank you guys. Hey, I don't have to stop this now?
No.
Okay. So, 8. Oh my gosh, please do again. So my name again is Holly Brewer. I've been with Rodan Fields for a little under 4 years now. To say that this company has changed my life is an understatement. I started this business, like everybody, I think you spoke tonight. I don't think one of us ever thought of ourselves as a direct sales, right? So, common thread, but I think it is what differentiates us from the rest of the field, or the rest of the industry, I should say. To be honest with you, our chairman, Rodan, actually never refers to us as a direct sales company. I don't know if you consultants know that. He never says it. He says, we are a skincare company in the social commerce channel. Big difference. Because there is a stigma, and we're aware of it. Well, we're out to redefine it. We're certainly not out to conform to it. And I think that's a really important distinction. Because when I was looking at this company, I totally understood that skincare is big business. Huge. In fact, globally in 2014, it's $111 billion. This year, it is expected to be $131 billion. $20 billion increase in 2 years. Oh, that's a lot of money that is being spent on skincare. In the United States alone, it's huge, and the anti-age market alone this year is around $5 billion. So there is a lot of money going into skincare, but those of us in the room who've been using skincare for a while, we all know there is that product graveyard where everything goes to die, right? Because it is promising a lot and delivering a little. And frankly, the skincare industry is not that as regulated as you might think. And so people can make claims about things and not substantiate them. So for an example, a company could say, hey, we have peptides. That's an anti-age buzzword. It pretty much, you know, off the record, pretty much stimulates collagen. That's what peptides do, right? So you can say I have peptides, but you could pay $50 a kilo for those peptides. Rodan Fields pays $70,000 a kilo for peptides because we want craft workers, right? I don't want to sell my customers something that doesn't deliver on its promises. My reputation's at stake for that. So is yours. And so when I was looking at this company almost 4 years ago, I had my reservations, much like these ladies, but I also had a really clear vision of what could happen if I partnered with Katie Rodan and Kathy Fields. Because my husband had been using Proactive since before we met, and he would not stop using it. And I would say, you do not have acne. Why are you using Proactive? And he would say, I don't have acne because I use Proactive. If I stop using Proactive, I will have acne. And so I understood innately when I was introduced to this company by a senior VP at Bank of America in Charlotte. This woman had climbed the corporate ladder. When she told me about this, I respected her as a businesswoman, respected her opinion, knew that brand. Because my husband, for about 15 years, had been trying to buy stock in Proactive, and it was not publicly traded. Now, good news, if you are interested in stock, Proactive is probably getting ready to be publicly traded because Katie and Kathy have sold their shares in the company. Why would they do that? That company makes, off the record, about $850 million a year. Why would you sell that? I can tell you why. Because this year we're doing Fields versus Asset. And they're in partnership with Company Rinker for this. And they own Rodan Fields. It bears their names, their reputations are behind it, they believe in it, and they know it is their legacy brand. When I learned all of this about 4 years ago, it was eye-opening. It was scary. It certainly, I did not have the sales background that Joanne and her sister have. But what I did have was a passion and belief that if something works, it will sell. And there are people who want it. And so I got on board, and within 6 months in this business, I went from having a goal of just paying for my kids to go to the school I wanted them to go to having a full-time income. By year 2, I had a 6-figure income and a free car. Alexis is sweet, but a free Lexus is the bomb. And then by about 30 months in the business, I'd surpassed my husband's income and he could retire. And that's all because skincare is big business, y'all. It's really big business. And the product sells, it delivers, and it's changing a whole lot of lives, not just mine. And when you just heard about the philanthropy, I will tell you, money does not make you happy. If you weren't happy before you have money, you sure is. You know what? Are happy. Okay? It is not the solution to everything. But I'll tell you what money can buy. Money buys freedom. Freedom can make you real happy. Freedom from a 9 to 5, freedom from a job, freedom from a boss you can't stand, freedom from coworkers who get on your nerves. that you outwork, they still get paid the same thing or more, right? So freedom is a beautiful thing, and that's what it has given to us, to our family. My husband and I are at home most days with our kids, and you can't put a price tag on that. And as you learn tonight, we're not going anywhere. What's amazing to me is that you get a pay raise pretty much every month in this business once you start building, and it's only because more and more people are interested in products, more and more people are interested in what we're doing. And you know, it's one thing for you those of you consultants in the room, you will be called pioneers in this company. I promise you that. You are pioneers in this company. You're the first 100,000 consultants in this company, first 150,000. That's a pioneer in a company like ours. But what I can tell you is that this business has the capacity to extraordinarily change your life, to change the lives of people that you know. And for me, while this business has changed my life, what really lights my fire every day is that it changes yours. Because while you might think the average income of an RFX Circle achiever like myself, the average income in 2014 was about $58,000 a month. I call that stupid money. Ain't nobody getting that much money. But it is the truth. It's true. It's so true. But I gotta tell you, I've seen more tears cried over a $500 paycheck or a $5 paycheck than you'll ever see over that $58,000. Because $500 to a family is a big deal, and that's achievable. You know, not everybody's going to probably work to make that $58,000 happen. But they'll make that $500 happen. They'll make that $1,000 happen. It is doable. does not, in our company, with our compensation plan, that is not that hard. You guys have already learned a little bit tonight about why we're different, but I want to speak to it for a minute. I didn't realize, because like Catherine said, I didn't know anything about direct sales other than I wanted to do with it. I was like, right, but I'm not going to be at the sales end of it. That's all I knew. Rodan Fields allows your business to be willable and sellable. You consultants need to understand that if you want to walk away from this, somebody can come and buy your business. It is a business entity. And most direct sales companies, that is not the case. We are unique in that respect. We're unique in a lot of ways. You've already heard we're the fastest growing premium skincare brand. We're actually we have experienced the most growth of any skincare brand, period, over the last 5 years. Our #1 premium acne treatment is Unblemished. Our Redefine is our #1 anti-age treatment in the country right now. And we're only in the United States and Canada. We are going into Australia, which leads us, it's a bridge over to Asia. Guess what happens in Asia? Half the world's global skincare market is there. You think $58,000 a month sounds like a lot of money? I promise you that is going to shoot through the roof when we hit Asia. The biggest earners in this company probably haven't shown up yet. That's crazy. So we are positioned right now for explosive growth, which we're already experiencing, but it shows no signs of stopping. You might say, I had someone ask me the other day, well, what do you think about, with the economy, what's going to happen? People stop buying skincare. You know what's interesting about skincare? Actually, people don't stop buying it in bad economies. That's an interesting thing about our family. We will prioritize that and skip a meal. And that is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. But it's kind of true. So not everybody, but there's a lot that do, and the statistics are there to prove it. And so people might say this is recession-proof. I don't go that far. I don't think anything's recession-proof. The world is the pie. We might go with it. But it's a pretty sure thing. And when you have the brand that you have, the doctors behind it, the sales force behind it, this company is attracting people who you wouldn't think would do anything like this around the room. This was not mortgage owners. No, you don't think of them doing anything like that. Dentists, doctors, lawyers, teachers, it doesn't matter, from all various backgrounds, highly educated and already successful in other things are choosing this brand. And the question is why? Because of what it offers. And so tonight, all I can say to you, if you're in the least bit intrigued by this brand, do not wait. I enroll people, in fact, I was over here on my phone through most of the presentation. I felt very rude. But I have to tell you, this is the way this business works. It's a multitasking business. I have a deadline for some things tonight. They have to get done, but I want to be here. So I'm working while I listen to presentations. That's the way it works. But I can tell you that I talk to people all the time who say, why didn't I do this a year ago? Why didn't I do this 2 years ago? And I'll tell you why. Because you're scared. You're scared. You're scared. You're scared of what people might think. You're scared you might fail. You're scared you can't do it. You're scared you're not knowing people. You're scared you can't afford it. But I can tell you there's a lot of successful people at the top of this company who maybe had those same fears and they decided to kick them to the curb. And when you are ready and you decide that you're ready to kick those fears to the curb, what I can promise you is that we're here. We will show you how it's done. Wrap our arms around you. We will train you. We will support you. We will lead the way. You can follow it. And if you're willing to do that for long enough, what I can promise you, I can't promise you what this company will deliver to you because it depends on work ethic and what you're willing to do to make it happen. What I can promise you is that we will be here to support it and make sure we give you every tool you need to be successful. We are one of the most successful teams in the company for good reason, because we know how to duplicate success. So if this interests you at all, talk to the person who invited you here tonight. If it doesn't, you can just be a customer. We're happy to let you be a walking billboard for the rest of the If that doesn't interest you, you're still not ready. If you have already make enough money and your skin is already perfect. I don't know. If that is you, I'd like you to stand up because I can see what that looks like. If that's not you, then just be that connection. You know somebody who's looking for this. And I promise you they are, because the statistics speak to it. I want to speak to the fact that we are a predominantly female sales force. I mean, for good reason, for goodness sakes. but some of the top earners are men. And I think that's important to say. And what I love about this that has really surprised me is when I joined, some of my husband's business partners in his real estate business asked me what I have for them. So it is, men care more and more and more and more about their skin, as they should. And we are selling more and more product to men. We even came out with the Beyond the Shave Kit simply because there is a demographic that needs our products. Now, granted, some men do not spend the time they need to on anything, much less their skin. So we've made it pretty simple for them so that they can incorporate this into their shaving routine and make it really easy. But I can tell you that this is a business that doesn't discriminate. We all start at ground floor. We build it to what we want it to be. And if you're in the least bit intrigued by that, I want to just be the first to welcome you to Credo and to the Team Empower. And all the other teams that are subsets within that team, you couldn't be joining a better one. I can promise you that. And can I just say, Team Empower, thank you guys so much for who you are, how you represent this brand, how you love and serve your customers, your teammates. You do it with integrity and honesty every day. I see it. One of the fastest growing parts of my organization. I love y'all. I'm so proud of you. And I'm just honored to be here with you tonight. So thank you guys. It's always a mega
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta let it out. Let it out.
He tried for that last little bit.
Right, Charlie.
He's been holding it in. He's like one of the happiest babies ever. Yeah.
No, that's how you always feel.
You mean happier?
I know. Maybe I'll leave.
This is my friend Tanya.
I'm Joanne. It's so nice to meet you. And Katie, this is Tanya. So she is my business partner in Georgia. So she just happened to be coming here through the night. And I'm like,
You're kind of best friend in Georgia.
I'm trying to catch on.
Where's she? I know, I have Savannah. Actually, Richmond Hills, but close enough to Savannah. But military wife, she needs this, but she keeps hemming and hawing.
Yes, my grandmother was there.
Oh, really?
She was born there, but then they moved down to Barnes.
Okay, yeah. That's like Kenny, he was born in Gamble, but they moved to Southport like when he was 2, I think.
Yeah.
And she's great with people.
You're definitely good. We can do it for 7 hours. I was just decided to do it like month 2. I was yeah, I did too. I don't know if y'all do you remember about the antibodies? I was thinking that's right.
Where are y'all going? You're not leaving, are you? I'm like, no, I'm gonna talk. Oh, yeah, okay, I am. Oh, these?
But we're gonna do it just. I'm sorry. Being perfect, right? That's what. I drop off here. Right. Yeah. And how does that industry work? Is it salary, lunch, price,
And they actually do big moves. You just have to. There's and you
Did you have any other questions that popped up tonight? Let's see here. Yay! Hi.
Can get aside. Thank you so much. Thank you for your help. Thank you for that. She just recently divorced and really, really good friends. But I think it's and she was here she got
Okay. Right. And then you write them all on paper and show either I can make this up or please let me know how I can help you. My quad squad, and you posted something today, and Heather Caldwell got on the boxer and was like, who's calling the Instagram? Or, like, whose team is she on? She's hilarious. And I was like, that's fine, I'll take it. And Michelle, she's the rock star. Yeah. I know.
Sorry that I was late, but I didn't know Kevin was going out of town until 2 days ago. So, love you. This was awesome. You did a great
I'm allergic. Remember, I asked her, I was like, "Oh, are you allergic or intolerant?"
Right.
Like, oh,
Like, I just don't have.
right. I'll see you later. And then what you do, by the end of May, if you're making more than you made in April, but then you'll know, and you're not going to want to return that, but on the 31st, you'll got a check, and you'll know what your next check is going to be. And then, if my check, which is not going to happen, I mean, I've never had one person on my team, one person's name is Megan, joined last March. Last day of the next week, I got she was pregnant. She was like, I'm too overwhelmed, I can't do it. She was tired of the and then she got pregnant. She got 8 months old. She was like, I have to go back to work anyway. She got she's like, I'm not doing it. She's just missed 8 months. You just have it, you can sell it. You can sell it. Yeah, so it's a 60-day empty bottle guarantee. So you have to have all the access to it. Like this happened recently.
That's good. I trust Laura now. I was like, I don't know where my kid is. And I was like, oh, look there.
But yeah, so if you wanted to return the kid for whatever reason, you could return. It has to have all the pieces in it. So you could give unlimited to somebody and then use it all, throw it away, and then be like, oh, I want to return the kid. You can't. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's an absolute bottle.
It's an empty bottle. Thank you so much for coming. Oh my gosh. Did everybody do good? Kristen?
Yeah. And you? Yes.
I didn't even bring it.
Oh, you didn't need to. I was thinking on Georgia, I was like, you just did the color so you can remember. It's like in the yellow. I love that.
And do you know Katie?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I do.
Katie. Yes. This is her cousin Kayla, and she's considering a business. She lives right on the Virginia, right in Danville, right there.
Oh, yeah. We had that directional out for gymnastics.
So she's our upline. She's above Georgie.
And she started this, so she has 2 young girls that love gymnastics, like would rather do that.
Let's see all the pictures.
Thank you.
And she started this specifically just to pay for them their gymnastics because it's really expensive. So, yeah, she's a nurse and hopefully she gets tired.
Yeah, I could.
I enjoy it too.
Yeah. And they kind of work together because I'm helping people there and here and but
So you make more with this than you do as a nurse.
my girls get the same gymnastics, which is
Thank you for coming. She lives in Johnson County.
Yeah.
She's gonna drive. She's in
I was
Chatham.
in a family cab, so I feel bad. Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, Kim. She came to dinner. I'm like, we just met. Do you? Can we get it just like a coffee order? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Is there any more? Mom, Kim, this is my mom. So Kim was my first business partner. She was roommates. We're probably going to get out of this name with the I do remember that.
Yes, he was my colleague.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so it's younger. So that's an extra. These are shorter. Meant to win, and then I was still like the rest of the business were still in college, so she's yeah.
They did well. The last time I was I did. This time it's like the last time I did just in the position, which is not really all that hard, but they grew and it wasn't like, I was just like, so someone called myself. I am pretty It's so wonderful. I show you this picture.
She's looking for a box just for like next weekend. Yeah, Justin has Thursday night basketball practice and Jordan Thursday. No, it's wait. Wait, so it takes 30 minutes to get home. I was going to traffic with the traffic. So literally,
Just bring them over.
See this when you get calls on your phone. Where you get so easy is this hot bucket is free. So if you sign on liquor to buy,
I like the power.
Every month to get the highest
We're just
and once you sign on, and once you sign on, you get this website.
So we developed a time management foundation.
Like when you see something that says, do this, get a special something, when you see something that do this, get a special something, whatever she says, I just search it out. Because you're gonna have access to the whole thing afterwards, like just gonna give you the whole file.
Well, I mean, I was close to them. I mean, I could go. Yeah.
Go to like Bay Place or something. I always 2 days, 3 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So here, if I think I've been to them 20 times.
Straight ball practice now, and not here, and last year. And off the down.
But I showed you, I do not read all the time. Usually it's more
Something that just.
and then if you look at it, they're like, I didn't have time to have
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, this person is going to be so it's kind of a conversation, and she's just getting into it. So she's not really they don't just no, they talk and maybe else do setups like
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I can. And
someone at my school. Yeah, that's right. Or when you do that, right, exactly. No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And you get them there. You have one of the notaries like for a while. Yeah, I would do you know what I did? Do you know what it's kind of similar without you ever seeing I'm drawn to this ever look like the magazines. I didn't even know like old enough and my parents were like, anyway, like you always have your contract, but it was like, we did last year, we like, Because I will read yes, a lot. So they have one of those counters and they have and then we yes, this is right. Yeah. Wait, did you say something about that? Where's
You come into my door boxing it up. I know.
And she gave me the necklace as well. But I said, what was it? You were thinking this at all. Yeah, so he said
They were planning it.
It's about a guy who drives his lawnmower to Wisconsin.
Did it win an Oscar? Did it win an Oscar?
Diagnosed with cancer. And he had to go see him. His daughter is kind of mentally. Anyway, yes, Pat. Let's put it down. So he decided to take the job. So the movie, it's just it's the whole movie. Basically, it's moving the road. It's a movie by David Lynch, so of course, you know, there's packs of dogs running through downtown, which does not things like that. There's a freaking down. I know, right? So anyway, so okay, so the next movie, anyway, so I lived there until I was 18. A month after high school, I moved to Minneapolis. Met my ex-boyfriend for 4 years. 2 years in Chicago. 2 years in Chicago.
I think the end of it.
Yes. Oh, it's amazing. And it's so
Right now,
Do you see the top looks like they're baby? They try to make awesome.
you can.
Oh, yeah.
Right now,
Yes.
It's so. So the bigger package of references, Michael doesn't.
You know what I mean? Right. Like,
Take that for comment tonight too. That was awesome. Yeah, it's really awesome.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so we're gonna go to
You are you doing the show now too? Okay.
Just bring it. Make it emaciated. The girl, the boyfriend got it.